What's up, YouTube? It's your boy C-Dubb. Today we got the wildest story I've ever covered on this channel yet. It involves around 20 people who robbed 3 banks in Aracatuba, Brazil. 3 people were killed during the incident and at least 4 were injured. They also tied hostages to the roofs and hoods of their vehicles to use them as human meat shields and planted bombs throughout the city. 3 people were killed after an armed gang used civilian hostages as human meat shields and tied them to the top of their cars during a series of bank robberies in Brazil. Around 20 robbers armed with machine guns, bombs, and drones reportedly robbed 3 banks in downtown Aracatuba City starting around midnight Monday. The suspects attacked local police headquarters and blocked roads into the city using burned out cars to stop reinforcements from arriving before kidnapping terrified locals at gunpoint. Video shows how gunmen walked lines of hostages through the city before strapping them to the roofs and hoods of their cars as they made their escape, scattering infrared proximity bombs along their route to stop police from following. The Aracatuba military police said that Renato Bortolucci, 38, had left his wife tending to the gas station he owned so that he could film the bank robbers' escape when he was shot dead. Marcio Victor, also a resident of Aracatuba, was driving either a motorcycle or bicycle when the suspects gunned him down. The third dead victim was a gang member who was killed during a shootout with cops in the Aracatuba rural town of Tavera. 4 civilians were injured, including a 25-year-old cyclist who accidentally detonated one of the proximity bombs while riding past it. He was rushed to surgery and had both feet amputated. A 28-year-old male was shot in the abdomen and was listed in stable condition. Another 31-year-old male was shot in the arms and face, and he had been listed in serious condition. The suspects also shot a 38-year-old man in the legs and arms and had a bullet graze his head. He is in serious condition. A 45-year-old man was also shot in the butt and discharged from a local hospital after he was treated. The fate of most of the hostages, including those strapped to the vehicles, is unclear. One woman who said she had been kidnapped at gunpoint later escaped by running into a nearby hotel. Authorities urged the Aracatuba's 200,000 residents to remain at home, and school classes were canceled as they canvassed the area for suspects and bombs. The raid began when the robbers hijacked and burned at least 4 vehicles using the wrecks to block roads. One was placed outside the headquarters of the local military police, trapping officers inside, while 2 more were placed on the main highway. The suspects then moved to the city center where the 4th burned out vehicle was dumped near a string of banks. The gang then struck branches of the Banco do Brasil, Banco Sanfra, and the last one I'm not even going to try to pronounce, taking an unknown amount of cash. It was then that they started taking hostages, holding people up at gunpoint before strapping them to the outside of their vehicles. Bombs fitted with infrared proximity sensors were then scattered along the escape route to stop police from following them. One piece of footage shows 2 of the raiders planting a device, turning on a green laser which shines a series of dots on the ground, which is thought to form part of the proximity sensor, before running away. Speaking to G1 after Monday's raid, the woman who managed to escape said, "We were returning from a party. They stopped the car and threw me on the ground. They threw us into a truck and kidnapped us. We were praying all the way. They stopped us at the bank, pointed a gun in my face several times. I had to beg for my life, get help. I had to escape, otherwise they would kill me. I begged for my life, showed my waist. They saw I had no weapon. Thank God I managed to run away. I entered a hotel. They were heavily armed. They pointed an AR-15 and AKs in my face." The mayor of Aracatuba, Dilidor Borges, said police had been forced to stand back due to the fear of causing civilian casualties. "The police can't go on the attack. They can't confront them because there are too many lives on the line." Security forces have since retaken control of the city center, but it is unclear what the fate of the hostages is, he said. It is not yet clear exactly how much money the robbers managed to steal, while the exact number of hostages is still unknown. One piece of footage showed at least 4 people being marched through the streets by 2 gunmen, with one of them firing shots into the air. Another, taken from a CCTV camera, shows a convoy of cars believed to be used by the raiders turning around in the road. At least 10 hostages can be seen strapped to the outside of the vehicles. Some are left laying on the hoods, One is strapped to the roof, while others emerge from sunroofs with their hands raised. Aracatuba is no stranger to these type of robberies. In 2017, the headquarters of a cash transport company was also attacked. During that robbery, up to 30 men surrounded the headquarters of the military police, blocked it with burning cars, then shot at the entrance, killing one officer. They then used dynamite to blow up the cash firm safe, load up the cash, and make their getaway down the main highway. 2 more trucks were hijacked and burned, with the wrecks left along the route to stop police from following. Man, this has got to be some of the craziest fucking shit I ever heard of. Just imagine for a minute walking down the street, minding your own business, and seeing a fleet of cars with a bunch of human beings tied to the tops and the hoods of them. What in the fuck? It sounds like to me, whoever did this shit had to have been a well-orchestrated organization. They had a fleet of cars, proximity bombs, machine guns, and drones to help them carry out this shit. This is something you would definitely see in the movies and not expect to hear about in real life. Like, it's just crazy to me. I definitely feel like one day this could possibly be made into a movie or a book, and it would probably be a bestseller or sell out at the box office. Now just take a second and imagine what it would be like to be strapped to the hood of a vehicle with these people racing through the city, shooting guns, bombs planted all around you. How terrifying and crazy that would be. It looks to me like the Aracatuba authorities definitely got their hands full, and I hope that all these hostages are safe. I mean, I can't even imagine what they're doing with the hostages. Hopefully they just took them somewhere and dumped them off and let them all go. As for the people that created all this chaos, they gotta be the ballsiest group of people I ever seen. I also wonder how much money they actually got away with. I mean, if you're gonna do something to this extent, you better at least be getting a lot of money. And if not, was it worth all that crazy bullshit? But no matter how much money they got, it definitely wasn't worth it taking all these innocent lives and injuring all these innocent civilians. But they obviously plain out just didn't give no fuck. I almost feel like their government had something to do with the situation. And after reading up on the topic of government corruption in Brazil, I found out that Brazil has a long history of government corruption. So who the hell knows, it's anybody's guess at this point. All I know is if these guys do get caught, they're gonna be facing some serious time. And I heard those prisons over there in Brazil aren't too lavish, and some of the most violent prisons around the world. As always, I send my condolences out to all the people that were killed and the people that were injured during these events. And I just hope eventually they can get over all the trauma. Please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell and turn to all if you want to stay updated on videos like this and see new videos like this. And please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Until next time, y'all.